Hey folks, welcome back to Audio Access. I'm back with another fantastic video for all of you guys. So in this video, as you may already know, we are gonna record and produce a music. Okay, so I haven't done much recordings because I don't have any equipments to record, such as microphones and audio interfaces. So to stimulate how the recording process would go in a live environment, I have a setup where I'm going to record my keyboard, my MIDI keyboard, which is also a digital keyboard, an organ, we would say. So I'm going to get the output of the keyboard and send it to the input of the computer or the microphone port, and we can record through that source in Reaper, and we can see what can we do. Okay, so that can be treated as a normal recording source, either a microphone, guitar, or whatever. So since we have got a ton of sounds in the keyboard, in the digital keyboard, we can play around with and see what we can do with it. Okay, and also you can get the live experience of recording, because since we have been composing music and creating music using the MIDI instruments, they are already recorded and mastered on the according levels. So just we have to balance the volumes and make out the EQ. But here we have to consider the recording levels as well when you record, because you can't peak. Okay, so I will explain what those means in shortly. Okay, so yeah, I hope you are doing marvelously well and hope you will enjoy. If you got any comments, thoughts, ideas, please let me know in the comment section. We'll reply to the comments as soon as possible. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. So I'm having the keyboard with me. So what I have done is I got an aux cable, I think that is the name they call, where one end would plug into the what do you call that, output of the digital keyboard, uh, which has to be converted to quarter inch thing, not the 3.5 inch. I have another small converter where it converts from 3.5 inch to quarter inch cable, and it plugs or it goes into the output port of the keyboard, and the other end would be the 3.5 inch where it goes to the mic in, or the input source of the computer. In my case, it is the left hand side of the speaker jack, okay, in front port. Okay, so I hope you got the idea. So in that way, the keyboard can be heard through the computer, and also if we plug the wire or the cable into the out port of the keyboard, you can't hear any sound from the keyboard because you have plugged a cable. So you have to hear through the computer. Okay, so that's the mechanism which goes in this setup. Okay, so in Reaper, you have to set the output device as your headphones or speaker, whatever you want. Now in my case, since I'm recording this video, I have set to speakers, and as the input device you have to set the microphone Realtek high definition. In my case, that is the device driver, so you have to set that, and you have to mess with the buffer settings because there is a big delay, latency in between the sounds, because as normal, if you don't have an audio interface, there is a slight delay between the sounds, because that's how Windows works by default. Okay, so you have to mess with the buffer settings, and also make sure to select the WhatsApp W something. I'll show in a minute. Okay, that one as the audio system, so you can get the most out of it. Okay, so with that being said, let me connect my keyboard into the system, because I haven't done. I have planned to do with all of you guys, so you can kind of get the idea on how this thing works. Okay, so first let me turn on the keyboard, and this is the full sound. So you can hear the sounds from my speakers, the built-in speakers of the keyboard. Now I plugged one end to the computer, alrighty, and the other end goes to the back of my keyboard where it has a jack, and now I can't hear any sound at all because it has been plugged into the keyboard. So you have to do certain things to hear the output. Now if you, okay, so there are two ways in which you can hear the live output of the keyboard. One way obviously is through Reaper, which we will do shortly. So I'll show the other way where you can change certain settings as well, which is the sound control panel. Okay, so what you got to do is press Windows plus R. Now this is the most easiest way in which you can access the control panel sounds settings. Press Windows R,
run dialog, type the name,
which will open run dialog, and type sys.cpl. Okay, and press enter.
Text desktop list, Google Chrome for sound dialog, playback property page, select the playback device below to modify.
And you will get this sound dialog, playback property page, those things. So you can press Control tab,
recording property page, select the recording device below to modify,
and you will be landed on the recording tab. Okay, now you have got a list of recording devices. In my case I have about 3, but if you have got any other devices, external devices, then you will be presented with all those things. So what you have to do is you have to select what is your what is the device which you plugged in your keyboard to. Okay, so in my case, as I said, it is microphone high definition audio thing. Okay,
microphone generic USB audio.
Not this is my USB microphone.
Microphone Realtek R audio ready 204.
Oh yeah, this is the device which I was talking about. So press tab,
configure button alt plus set default split button sub properties button alt plus P
until you get the properties button. Press space bar on this,
microphone properties
and press tab. We are in the general tab, so what you have to do is you have to go to the recent tab, control tab,
property page. You can listen to a portable music player or other device through this microphone jack. If listen to this device checkbox focus not checked,
you have to press this checked space bar and
tab can apply button alt plus A.
Press apply.
Pressed unavailable property page.
Okay, now if I press key in my keyboard, most probably you will hear the sound. Okay. Oh, okay. That is because
run dialog type desktop list Google sound dive.
My default device
LG TV and speakers can set default pressed unavailable.
Set to LG TV, which is my television TV. Okay. Now you can hear. Okay, so it is perfect. I'm very happy. Now
cancel button.
Let's go to the
recording tab.
Recording tab.
Microphone Realtek R audio.
Select this.
Set defaults proper tab listen tab select.
Now we have got
levels tab select.
Levels. Here you can mess with the levels depending on what is going on. Okay.
Dialog 20 microphone grouping mute checkbox dialog plus 10.0 dB microphone.
Now this is the boost plus 10.0 or 33 point. Now the thing is you have to try your best to reduce the signal to noise ratio. There is a thing where it produces unwanted sounds when you increase the volume in the keyboard as well as in this device. Okay, so you have to get a balance where you don't hear much noises. In certain cables, if your cable is very bad, then you will hear a lot of interruptions and a lot of hums or those things. So there are ways to take out those things by using EQ and other stuff, plugins, but they are not perfect. Okay, so try your best to get the things perfect before recording. Okay, because here we are not dealing with MIDI. We can't fix things perfectly. We can treat them, but unfortunately, once you record something, we can't fix that thing to get the perfect balance. Okay, so that's how recording works. That's how live recording works. Okay. So now in my case, I feel like this is perfect. Okay. Now see, when I press very harder, you will hear a clipping sound. Okay. Now this is normal. Okay. Now I'm gonna press very hard. see, it clips. So you have to avoid those things and get a balance. Okay, so let's see how we can do that, because I haven't done these things for a long time, because this is how I started producing music in my journey. Now I'm good at all those things, but first, before MIDI, I produced 2-3 pieces using this aux cable and my keyboard, and here I am with a nice learning experience. Okay, right, so noises. Wait a minute. That's because of my phone.
Okay. Dialog.
Okay, anyways.
Okay. Cancel tab. Control levels tab.
Now let's keep this thing.
Cancel. Okay for sound. Okay button. Reaper music.
Okay, and let's go to the Reaper and let's create a new track.
What track name?
And let's say this is, what can we record? Okay, let's say piano.
Phono selected. Selection. Oh. Piano.
Piano. And I have selected my audio devices as I said before, so we can arm the track.
Armed.
And we can turn on the monitoring
normal
by pressing F8. Now you can press F7 to arm, which signifies Reaper that we would like to record to this track. And if you press F8, you can hear the output of the track. Okay. Now we have to turn off the listening. No, wait a minute.
Run dialog. Desktop.
Go to the sound properties.
Sound row 1. Sound dialog.
Recording.
Microphone. Realtek. Art.
Microphone.
Set defaults. Property. Microphone. Tab. Listen tab.
Listen tab.
Property page.
And uncheck the first checkbox which says listen to this device.
Not checked.
And
tab apply. Cancel. Okay. Sound. Okay.
Okay. We can hear the device from the Reaper. Okay.
1 piano arm. 0 items.
Now let me see where the sound comes. Okay. Okay. Now it is not. Okay. Now I can feel that a nice latency, sweet spot, because I messed with the buffer size. I have set to 64 samples. By default, it will be in 512. Okay, so you can reduce and see how the thing fits in your system. Okay. All right. So
1 piano arm. 0 items.
Now let me get the piano. Okay. Okay, now piano is a stereo instrument in my digital keyboard, because others are not stereo. Most of them are not stereo, but piano is stereo. But the fact that you don't hear the stereo version is, by default, when you create a track, it is set to mono. Okay, one channel. So what you have to do is press application key on the particular track.
Context menu.
And go to the
monitor reserved record disable input mono check sub menu I.
Input mono check down arrow.
Input stereo sub menu I.
Stereo sub menu.
Input 1/input 2 I.
Press enter and see input 1/input 2. Now it depends on your audio interface. Now in our case, we are in the what do you call that, system thing, board sound. Okay.
Unsaved project.
Now we have set to 2 channels, which is stereo. Now we can hear stereo piano. Okay. See, it clips. Okay, so we have to see what can we do for it. Now here comes the recording levels. Okay. So I hope you can feel the clipping. Now this is a dry signal. After recording, we can add reverb and other stuff. So those are post processing. Okay. Now let me keep my headphones a bit. So the levels. Now, as I said before, after or once you record, you can't change. Okay. Now, once the audio signal get peaked, okay, if it gets distorted, you can't fix that. Okay. So you have to make sure that when you record, you have recorded in a nice way, in a nice spot. Okay. Peaking. Okay. this is a theory. Okay, so I will leave a podcast where the guy has done a fantastic job of explaining all those levels, so you can listen to that, Rio producer. So I'll explain what I have understood. So there is a level where we have to stick to when you record or when you mix or when you master. Okay, so the highest level or the highest position where we can come is 0 dB. Okay, dB stands for decibel. So we are measuring full scale fs, as I remember, as I know. So it is the what do you call the current level. Yeah, that's all I know in theory, but there are number of tutorials in YouTube where you can learn what is full scale, what is integrated LUFS, all those things. So I highly advise you to go and learn all those things. Okay, so in our case, to record or to consider recording, we have to worry about the full scale fs. Okay, we are not allowed to cross over 0 dB fs. Okay, so but even though we have 0 dB, that is not ideal to come close to 0 dB. Okay, I will explain how you can measure these things. Wait a minute. Okay, so when you record, it is advised to have minimum of 10 dB fs headroom, so we can play around with this with the effects and other stuff, because once you add effects and other stuffs, the signal gets louder and louder and it comes to the 0 dB threshold. Okay, so if you record at minus, let's say 2 dB, then you have only 2 dB headroom to play with. Okay, minus 2 dB I would say, right? So if you have 10 dB, if you have recorded the source in 10 dB fs, then you have a lot of headroom to play with effects and other stuffs, right? So what we are going to aim for is 10 dB, minus 10 dB. Okay, so Reaper has a lot of meters where you can monitor live what comes through and what is the signal, but unfortunately, since we are visually impaired, we have to find an alternative solution. Okay, so basically there are two ways where we can monitor what's going on, especially in recording cases. We need monitoring because, as I said, we have to record in a great way, which gets the most out of the recording. Okay, so the first thing or the first way in which we can monitor the signal is through the Osara peak watcher. Okay, which is built into the Osara, not Reaper. So you have to have the Osara installed in order to use this peak watcher. Let me show how you can use the peak watcher, and I'll show the next method. Okay,
One piano arm, 0
now
light.
we have created the track, armed the track, monitored the track, and changed the channel to stereo. Okay, now we can hear the stereo sound. Okay, so to turn on the peak watcher or to get to the peak watcher settings, you press Ctrl Shift W.
Peak watcher dialog. First track. Combo box none collapsed.
And it gets to the peak watcher dialog. Okay, so at once you can monitor two tracks. Okay, so most people, what they do is they set the first track as the current track, which you can use the combo box to set.
Follow current track.
Follow current track, and the
Second track. Combo box
second track as the
follow current track.
master track. Okay,
Master.
Master. Okay, so the master track is the, what do you call that? Master is a track where everything will be combined and it will be the output of you. Okay, when you render, the master track will be the render thing. Okay, so let's say you have 100 tracks. Okay, so every audio of the track will be sent to the master track, and through the master track you will hear what is going on. Okay, so we have to in mixing, when it comes to mixing, we have to worry about the FS or the full scale thing in master, not individual tracks. Now when it comes to recording, we don't have to worry about the master that much, because master is not the key element when it comes to recording. The individual track is the key element. Okay, so what the people do is first track as the current track, current selected track, and the second track will be the master track. Now I'm not going to monitor master track because we don't need master track right now.
None.
So let's set none and
Notify automatically for channels. Grouping. One checkbox checked Alt +1.
notify automatically for channels, which is like, since we are recording 2 channels, there are 2 channels. So it will notify, or the screen reader will notify for each channel, channel 1 and channel 2. Okay.
2 checkbox checked Alt +2.
Automatically based on the threshold which we specify from this.
When level reaches dB, edit Alt +L selected 0.00.
Here when level reaches. So let's say minus
Selection removed.
10. Okay.
Minus 10.
Once the peak, or once the signal crosses the minus 10 dB threshold, the screen reader will chat and say channel 1 minus 3, channel 1 minus 2. I'll show how this thing works.
Hold peaks. Grouping until reset radio button checked Alt +0.
Hold peaks. Okay. So once the thing crosses the threshold, let's say it crosses minus 5, then you can hold the peaks for a certain amount or until reset. Now by default it has been set to until reset, where you have to press the reset button, which you have the hotkey to reset the peaks. Okay, and you have the
4 ms radio button checked
4
Alt +M.
ms milliseconds, and you can specify
Edit blank.
the
Reset button. Hold
number
peak.
of milliseconds. Okay,
4
so
until reset radio button checked Alt +U.
let's set this to until reset.
Reset button Alt +R.
And if you want, you can reset the thing. Now we don't have to do that because we haven't used this.
OK button Alt +O.
And you can press OK.
Chan 1 minus 5.7 Chan 2
Oh.
minus 5.7.
Okay, so what does that signifies is, even if you haven't pressed anything on your keyboard, even when the keyboard is silenced, there is a big noise flow going on, as I said before. So yeah, we have to be very careful on what we record. Okay, so now even the thing crossed minus 5, which is very, very dangerous in our case. So if we were to play something, okay, so it doesn't
1 piano arm 0 items.
report anything.
Phase inverted. Phase normal. Shortcut help on.
So you can,
Asara reset peak watcher for first track.
if you press Alt plus F10, it will reset the peak for the first track, and Alt plus Shift plus F10
Asara reset peak watcher for second track.
would do to the second track. Okay. Now
File sub menu Alt plus unsaved project. Reaper V6.15.
wait a minute.
File sub menu unsaved time selection. Remove time. Asara report peak watcher value for channel 1 of first track.
Okay, so if you press Alt plus F11, it will say,
Asara report peak watcher value for channel 1 of first track.
and Alt plus F12.
Asara report peak watcher value for channel 2 of first track.
Okay, so if you press Alt plus Shift plus F11 and F12, it will say the things for the second track.
Asara report peak watcher value for channel 1 of second track. Asara report peak watcher value for channel 2 of second track.
Alrighty. Okay. Now
Shortcut help off. 1 piano arm 0 items.
let's see how much we have crossed, because we haven't resetted the thing, so it will be the highest peak,
Minus 5.7. Minus 5.7.
minus 5.7 both channels. Okay. It peaks.
Minus 5.7. Minus 5.7.
Okay, so let's reset the track. Alt plus F10.
Reset. Chan 1. Minus 7.2 Chan 2. Minus
Ooh.
6.0.
Reset.
Reset. Chan 1. Minus 7.9 Chan 2. Minus 8.0.
Got it?
Reset.
Now let's check the peak.
Minus 19.7. Minus 18.1.
Okay, minus 18.1. The channel left channel is minus 18.1, and the right channel is minus 19 thing. Let's check again. Left channel,
Minus 18.1.
right channel,
Minus 19.7.
and
Chan 1. Minus 6.0.
ooh, left channel,
Minus 6.0.
right channel,
Minus 6.0.
ooh. Okay, so this is how the level thing works. Okay, so this is the first way in which you can monitor the levels, and let me show the second way. First, I would like to get rid of this
Peak watcher dialog.
peak watcher. Let's select the combo box to none in the first track. Okay.
Unsaved project. Reaper V6.15/X.
All right. So the second way is by using a JS plugin called tone generator. Okay, this is a fantastic way of measuring and keeping track of what is going on without hearing the screen reader. Okay, so how that thing works is when you cross the threshold, it will beep like NVDA. Okay, so let me show that thing, how the thing works. So the tone gate plugin, the JS plugin, is a stock plugin, so you don't have to download anything. It is included in the Reaper. So what you have to do is you have to add as an effect. Now there are mainly two effect types. Okay, one is the track effect and the other one is input effect. Okay, so when you add a track effect, as I understood, it will be printed whenever you record something. Okay, so let's say we have added the JS tone gate plugin to the track, and we have set the threshold to 10 dB. Okay, which is the level we want. Okay, and as I said, once the threshold is being reached or crossed, the plugin will generate a tone which signifies or which let us know that the threshold has been exceeded. Okay, so if that the case, that sound will be recorded or that sound will be printed to the audio file. Okay, so once you play the file again, at the exact moment which we heard the sound will be heard again because that sound is printed. Okay, so we don't want to do that. What we have to do instead is to add the effect or the tone generator or tone gate effect to the input effects, where we can only hear the sound live. Okay, input effects are effect types which you hear live or in input stage. It won't be printed. Okay, so hope I am clear. Let's rock.
One piano
Now
zero.
I'm gonna add the tone gate to the input effect. So what you have to do is press the applications key on the particular track.
Context menu. Track input FX chain T.
Track input effects chain up arrow. If you press up arrow, you will hear this and press enter.
FX track one piano input FX.
And in my case, I have to press A to get to the
Scanning direct to add effects to track one.
add effects, and you can type tone and
List one list VST elect JS tone generator 5 of 5.
press end key to get to the JS tone generator and press enter.
FX track one.
Ooh.
Unsaved project. Reaper V contract input F. Bypass.
Okay, so what? Okay, what that thing was that the sound of the device which we hear even when the keyboard is not active. Okay, those are sounds from the microphone or the device, right? Now,
Unsaved.
since I use this plugin a lot often, I have set some presets, default preset where the threshold will be 10 dB, and I have messed with the frequency thing which we hear whenever the threshold is being exceeded. Okay, so you can mess with these things and see what you prefer. Okay, now I have bypassed the plugin because we hear a lot of sounds. So
one piano arm 0 line FX parameters dialog.
Let's go to the FX parameters.
Wet 9.
And
bypass value slider bypassed.
Let's unbypass
Normal.
this.
Bypassed.
And once we unbypass the thing, we hear a lot of noise. So what we can do is
unsaved.
Okay, so let's go to the recording tab.
Run dialog. Desktop list. Google sound dialog. Recording proper. OK button. Record microphone. Realtek. Configure set default split proper. Mic tab. Listen tabs.
And go to the list levels.
Levels dialog 20. Mute checkbox dialog plus 10.0 dB.
And we can reduce this to
0. OK but
the microphone boost. Okay.
Sound dialog. OK but unsaved.
And
FX parameters.
Let's
bypass.
unbypass the plugin and see.
Normal.
Okay, even now
bypassed.
There is
Parameter
over 10 dB noise. See?
Dry mix. dB base for note. Octave. Fine shape. Bypass. Wet. Not bypass shape. 7. Fine tune. Sense 6. Contract. F.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Edit mode. List 1 list. JS tone generator 1 of.
Wow. This is the wrong plugin.
Replace FX number. List 1 JS tone gate 4.
Tone gate is the right plugin. I'm
List 1
extremely
list.
sorry. Okay, I'm extremely sorry.
Unsaved.
Sincere
1
apologies.
piano arm 0 items.
Okay. All right. Okay.
FX parameters.
Now we are good to go.
Threshold. Devalue. Slider minus 10.0.
Okay, threshold is minus 10.
Parameter. Wet mix. Unsaved project. Reaper V6.15.
But we can reduce the microphone boost to 0 because it will automatically boost. Okay, so we can play with the volume later. Okay, now let me get the piano. Okay, see, you hear the pointing.
Track view.
See, when the threshold crosses over minus 10, then you will hear the sound. Okay. Okay, so this is the way the thing works. So we can ensure that our levels stays below 10 dB, which will give us a nice headroom to mess with these things, right? So with that being said, now comes the fun part. So far we have been looking at theories and best practices to follow before recording. Now we can start recording and let's try to produce something. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do because, you know, as I said before in the live stream where we compose the music live, generating an idea is a very hard part in terms of any creative things, even designing stuffs also. Generating idea is very hard. Okay, another thing which I have discovered is the noise flow. Okay, so let me increase the track
Speech mode off.
a lot so you can hear the noise flow. Pay attention very carefully. See, a very bad noise. Okay.
Speech mode 29.28. 11.0 10.9.0 minus 1.0 track minus 0.
So unfortunately, there is no way that we can eliminate the noise perfectly. All right. So we have to be very careful when we record. Now I'm not sure how we can do this because once we have got about 5-10 tracks, the noise will be added, you know. Let's say we have got only one track, then the noise will not be a major problem, but once we have got few tracks, it will be, but that's all right. We can see what we can do. Okay, now let me try to add a reverb. Now
1 piano arm 0 items.
I'm gonna
2 track name. Pain 2 1 1. Insert open template piano rev. Unsaved.
Add a template. I have a track template where I have set it the reverb to my piano.
Context.
So I'm gonna receive from that.
MIDI audio receive submenu R track 1 unsaved.
I will do a tutorial on sends and receive, so don't worry.
1 piano R.
Just keep in mind I have added a reverb. Okay, so you can use whatever reverb you want. In my case, I'm using the Valhalla room. Okay, nice. I have less sound.
1 piano arm 0 items.
So what we can do now, we can't cross the limit. Okay,
FX master track.
so let me add a master limiter
List 1 list. JS master limiter 1 of 2.
JS master limiter.
FX unsaved project. FX parameters.
Shift P would give you the parameters for the master track.
Look ahead. Threshold. dB value. Slider minus 3.0.
This is the volume which you can increase.
Look ahead. Attack. Hold. Release. And limit. dB 6.
Limit.
Value. Slider minus 0.1.
Let's say
minus 0.11 minus 0.22 minus 0.7 minus 0.82 minus 0.94 minus 1.06 minus 1.05 minus 1.04 minus 1.01 minus 1.0 minus 0.99 minus 1
minus 1.0.
Unsaved project.
Okay.
FX parameters dialog. Unsaved. FX parameters. Look at threshold value. Slider minus 3.0 minus 3.9 minus 4. Minus 7.5.
Okay, now it seems great.
Unsaved project.
Oh, great. So I don't know how do you eliminate the sending of the JS plugin, the tone gate. That is a big problem when you send that signal to the reverb. Wow.
2 piano reverb arms context men VST FX decay value slide 8 6.0 unsaved
6 decay 6.
1 piano arm.
We find
undo edit FX parameter edit submit unsave 1.
So you have to create a music. And the other thing is here when it comes to recording you can't quantize. Okay, so remember in MIDI we can quantize for on the notes whatever we want, like very precise things we can get, but here you have to have the playing ability to play and get the performance, which I am not good at, but I'll do my best. Okay, so we can add an EQ
FX track 1P add FX
to the track.
Select list FX track 1P
and
edit mode button Z plus button
go to the
new check pro remove show no out edit reset show pro frequent type band gains type combo box low shelf collapsed
type and select high pass
frequent band frequency slider 100.0,
which will eliminate below 100 frequency. You can change the frequency as well. We can play with this thing later.
Unsave 1 p.m.
Alrighty, now let's see, where are we?
R2P 10%. Pre-roll off. Pre-roll on.
Pre-roll on. We can start like this. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't know. This is too fast, no?
99 BPM.
By the way, you can increase or decrease the BPM without going to the project settings by pressing Alt plus what is this key?
Shortcut help on. Shortcut help off. Running application. Start button. Start. Input help on. Dash.
Okay. Alt plus dash would decrease the BPM.
Equals.
And Alt plus equals would increase the BPM by 1. Okay.
NVDA plus 1. Unsaved.
All right.
1 piano arm.
So
98 BPM. 91 BPM. 90 BPM.
Let's say 90. Okay, let's say 85.
89 BPM. 84 BPM. 85 BPM.
Okay, so this is fine right now.
R3, R2.
Let's record and see what we can do. Okay, let's start from. Okay, let's see. Okay, like this. Okay, start recording. No, sorry.
Undo record.
It's very hard. Sorry.
Undo record.
Okay. Oh. So you can't fix those errors, unfortunately. There are ways, like since this is a dry signal, we can sort of move things around, as this is a digital audio workstation and the items won't be affected. Okay, but let's leave this as it is and see later when we polish things up. Okay. Now what we have is
1 piano 02 dot flag.
02 flag.
R6 5%.
So let's go to the
0%.
starting of the measure, Alt plus Home, and let's press Shift plus End,
Set selection end.
which will set selection end from the starting point, which we have placed the edit cursor in, and delete.
Contents of time selection remove.
Now
1 piano 0.
we have 6 bars of content.
Files up unsave.
No, that is not. Okay, we can add another track. Okay, so let's duplicate this track.
2 piano arm track.
And let's say
selection
strings and
content MIDI audio are received submenu R. Send adjust IO track 3. Piano reverb check unsave.
Let's unsend this.
1 piano 0 1
and
item.
We got to delete this item.
1 2 strings arm 0 items. 1 piano arm 2 strings arm 0 items.
Oh, okay.
1 piano arm 1 context menu.
So
track automatic record arm when track selected. Unsave 2 string contract track automatic record arm when track selected. Unsave.
You have to set this automatic arm when track selected, so you don't have to arm and unarm tracks.
1 piano 2 strings arm 0 items.
So this is the piano track. So let's find a string. This is piano with a string. Oh, here it is. So this is mono, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the quality is not that great, but we can learn with this thing, okay? Okay, so we can add a string line. Let's add a chord, okay?
Set selection start R3, R6. Set selection end R2.
Let's select the portion where we would like to record, and we can select the do the time selection auto punch, you can press Alt plus backslash,
Time selection auto punch.
where it will change the recording mode, and let's start recording. All right. Perfect. Okay.
2 strings arm 1 item.
Let's duplicate
3
this
strings 1 item
track.
selected. 1 item room 2 strings arm 1 item pane. 3 4 piano reverb arm 0 items.
Let's
FX
select all the
track name pane.
tracks.
Track
String
pane.
reverb.
FX track. VST.
I created a new track and copied the piano effects, piano reverb effects,
Content
and
MIDI output.
I pasted to the new track and renamed it as string reverb.
Audio hardware receive sub track 1, track 2, string
And I'm going to receive from
unsaved.
string.
5 string reverb arm 0 context men VS FX.
And the decay time
Decay value 4.1 unsaved.
would be 4.
1 p 2 strings arm.
Oh, great. Now it feels like a stereo instrument. Okay.
3 strings arm 0 items. Edit track name. Blank.
This is not a string.
2 3 arm 0 items.
Now we have piano and a string for 6 bars of content. We have okay, so we can add a flute line. What we can do is, now what I have idea.
Clear time / loop selection.
Okay.
R2 set selections R6.
Let's select
set selection end.
All the items in the time selection. Okay. Control Shift A.
Shortcut help on. Item select all items in current time selection.
Yes.
Shortcut help off. 2 items selected.
Two item selection. Copy.
2 1 1 piano arm. 2 items. 2 items.
You have to come to the bottom most track and copy. Yeah. Control Shift C. Okay. Not
shortcut help on. Markers edit.
Not Control C.
Edit copy item / track /
Control C would do.
Edit copy item / track / envelope points depending on focus ignoring time selection.
Okay, and Control Shift C would do.
Edit copy item / track / envelope points depending on focus within time selection if any. Smart copy.
Within time selection, it is called smart copy. Okay.
Shortcut help off.
So Control Shift C.
2 items copied.
And Control End to get to the end of the project.
R60
and press paste. Control V.
2 items added.
All right, so
R5.
let's come to bar 5.
Clear time / loop selection.
Let's
intro marker bar 2.
get to the bar 1.
Metronome off.
And see what we have.
R1B.
There's a click thing. Okay, so I feel like the performance is not that great, and also there are some pops and clicks here and there, which is very normal when you record things, so you have to be very careful.
1 piano arm 2 items.
So what can we do for that?
2 3 arm 0 items.
Okay, let's leave that aside a bit and focus on the arrangement.
R3, R5, R6.
Let's place a marker in bar 6, Shift M.
Add marker dialog, name, edit blank, unsaved.
Let's unmake we don't need any name. Let's add a baseline. Okay, let's find a base. Okay, no, not this. Yeah, this is. Okay, this is great.
Metronome on.
Turn on the metronome. Awesome. Uh-oh.
1 minus 0 1 dot flag. R64 0%.
Okay.
1 item removed.
That
Beat 1.
doesn't go as expected because
Set selection start.
we have time selection.
R9.
Record at
R10.
thing.
Set selection. Selected item auto. More time selection auto punch.
Okay.
R6. Strate name.
Let's name this as base.
Pain.
And let's start recording. All right. Okay, that's great.
Boost 3 base arm 1 item.
Duplicate this track.
4 base arm 1 item. Unsaved project. 1 item select 1 item retrieve 4 base. Extract name.
Let's add a drum.
Land selection
Say
removed.
kick.
Pain. 4 kick arm 0 items.
Let's find a kick. Oh. Oh. Okay, that peaks about that it crosses our threshold. Wow. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so
R5.
let's see. Okay, let's record.
R6.
How this beat will be, I'm not sure. Not sure how we can structure this.
Envelopes and automate track name track application unsaved project. Reprotract.
Sorry. Okay, this is the kick which we want. How are we gonna do this? Mhm. Okay, this will be fine for now.
R10, R6.
Okay. You can't hear the thing. That's the nature. That's not. That is not highest quality testing. Okay.
3, 4 kick arm 1 item.
Duplicate.
5 kick arm 1 item. Track name.
Let's say hats.
Selection. Pane. 1 kick 1 item remove.
The hat will be go like this. Okay. Awesome. Okay, the thing is totally off, but let's see what we can do. Okay, not sure whether we can create a complete arrangement because thing is totally off.
4, 5 hats are clear time / loops. 6 hats arm 1 item. Track name. Plan pane.
Duplicate the track and this thing claps. Okay,
Pane.
claps. Okay. 4. Okay.
5, 6 claps arm 1 item. 1 item remove.
Check out this. Okay, so this is not a nice arrangement because this is completely off, but again
7 claps arm 1 item. 1
let's
item
see
select
what
1
we
item.
can
Track
do.
name.
Okay,
Plan pane.
okay. Okay, so let's not worry about drums right now. Let's select another something. Okay, can we do something for this? Okay, let's.
Track name.
I think this is electric piano.
E piano. Pane. 6, 7 E piano arm 0.
Okay.
Set selection R7. R11. R10. Set selection at R6.
All right. 6. Oh, no,
Undo
no.
record.
Okay.
Metronome off.
Drums are totally off. Oh. Ah.
Unselected track / item / n. 1 E piano 01 dot flag. 6, 7 E piano arm 1 item.
Okay, so let's duplicate this track.
8 E piano arm 1 item.
Let's
1 item select 1 item removed. Edit track name. Plan pane. 6, 7 E 6 claps arm 7 E 8 arm 0 items.
Okay, let's play a melody.
R6.
Wow, okay, that's great.
Unselected track slash 7 8 arm 1 item. Track name.
E piano tune.
E piano tune. Pane. Set 80 piano tune arm 1 item. 90 piano tune track name. Blank pane. 89 arm.
So far we have 9 tracks. Oh. Sorry. Oh. Okay, so I think we are done because it's a bit hard to get the arrangement.
R6. FX track unsaved. Track name.
Because, you know,
Flute. Pane.
okay, let's replay this. Awesome.
Unselected track slash. Intro marker bar.
Let's go to the beginning.
Two 1 piano.
Totally off. Drums.
Speech on. Speech 57.6 80 100.00 80 69.
Alrighty.
1
So okay then. So yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed. Don't think about this arrangement because that is not intended to be a nice arrangement as we did in the live video. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and please check out the video, the description. I'll post some links to learn theories about recordings and full scale peaks. Okay, so if you have got any questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, please let me know in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next video. Signing out, Mohammad Ashad. Have a nice day. Bye bye.